All right, guys, it is time for another vegan taste test. This time we are doing vegan eggs. So I got all of the vegan egg products that I could find, and we're going to do a taste test of them. So they vary from different kinds here. So I have 3 different yo eggs. We have the yo egg patty one, which is like a fried hard egg. We have the yo egg sunny, which is like a dippy egg. And then we have the yo egg poach, which I know these look weird, but that's the way they are. And they did come with black salt for the eggy flavor. I have the bee leaf vegan egg, which is by far the most terrifying looking thing here, which is supposed to be like a fried egg. We have the Wonder Egg, which are like hard-boiled eggs. We have the Just Egg, which is like a scramble. And then we have the Just Egg or the Just Egg patties, which is like, you know, your typical folded egg patty in a fast food situation. So we are going to try all of these today, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. All right, so we're getting ready to cook the Just Egg scramble right now. Those are the instructions. This is the nutritional information and the ingredients. I use this a lot for like baking and things like that. But as far as the scramble goes, typically I use like a tofu scramble is what I make. But this is a really good egg substitute, and I normally do not have it as like a scramble, so we're going to give this a try. All right, so we're going to spray a little bit of avocado oil in this pan. And I've got it on a medium-low heat, and I'm just going to pour this right in here. I'm not going to use all of it, just enough to coat the pan. And we're going to let this sit. I feel like I should season this, though, like how I typically would season scrambled eggs. What I'm going to do is just add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. It didn't come with black salt like some of the other egg products do, so I might add some black salt on too. All right, so we're just going to let this cook for a little bit. Once it starts to heat up enough, then I'm going to use a spatula and pull through it like you would a normal scramble. All right, so the Wonder Eggs, they come with black salt or kalanamak. These are so off-puttingly realistic to a hard-boiled egg texture-wise. I've had these before, but let's take a look at the ingredients and the nutrition facts. Could use more protein, but not too bad. Now, the Just Egg patties look like this. And what's cool about these is you can actually put them in the toaster. There is the nutrition information, the ingredients, and this is how they ask you to prepare them. I'm actually going to put these in the air fryer, I think is what I'm gonna do. All right, so these seem to be ready to scramble, so we're just gonna do the thing and scramble it around occasionally until it resembles scrambled eggs. It's definitely looking like scrambled eggs. It smells kind of buttery, which is interesting. But yeah, I just turned off the heat. I'm just going to let the residual heat finish cooking these, and then I'll top it with a little bit of kalanamak. All right, so I air fried these for 5 minutes. They're still a little cold, and I honestly don't look like how dry they look, so I'm going to heat them in the skillet for a little bit. I added a little bit of avocado oil. All right, so we've got the Just Egg patty, the Just Egg scramble, and the Wonder Eggs. We're going to taste test these first. All right, it's time for the taste test. So we're going to start with the Wonder Egg. It's unnervingly realistic. Like, honestly, I hate to say it, but it feels kind of slimy, so. It's so off-putting eating it like that. Like, I usually chop this up and put it in a salad. It's so realistic. The texture of the egg white is very reminiscent of a real egg white. But the yolk, it has that like powdery texture in your mouth when you eat it. Is so unnervingly realistic. Like, I would say this is the closest thing I've ever had to a hard-boiled egg being a vegan. The only thing I wish is that it was higher in protein. I think if it was closer macros to an actual egg, that's something I would eat more often. All right, let's try the Just Egg Scramble now. I normally don't eat Just Egg this way. Like I said, I usually use it in other recipes. It's not quite like egg. It's not as fluffy. As you saw, how would you say it? Like it doesn't hold big shapes like normal eggs do when you scramble it. Like it's more fine, I guess. This is like the biggest piece that I have. It's buttery. It's weird. It doesn't taste bad, but honestly, I would just prefer a tofu scramble. But I do use Just Egg, like I said, a lot. I use it to make French toast. I use it in baking, all sorts of things. So, all right, now let's try the egg patty. And I did put kalanamak on all of these because that's only fair. You gotta be fair. This guy is just a folded, like, restaurant-style egg. I actually like this one the best. I like the texture of it. It's like, it's better than the scramble, which is surprising to me because it's the same thing. It's just egg. It's just for some reason in this form, I prefer it versus having the scramble. I don't know why. Overall, I think these are all good products. I do buy Wonder Egg from time to time. Like if I'm having like a vegan Cobb salad. I find that I buy the Just Egg patties the most out of these just because of convenience. Like if I'm making a breakfast sandwich and I don't feel like making tofu egg for it, I think I buy that the most for just eating purposes, but I feel like I buy liquid Just Egg the most, but like I said, I don't use it as a scramble. I use it as a egg replacement for recipes. All right, let's continue on. All right, guys, we're getting ready to cook up these bee leaf eggs, and I'm so terrified to eat these. Like, listen, I know that this was like the egg before we had all these other substitutes, but it's so off-putting. Like, it looks absolutely disgusting. All right, we're gonna start cooking up the patty yo egg. So I've never tried this one. There is the nutrition information. And there's cooking instructions, ingredients. So I'm going to heat this up in the skillet. Is I think what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm doing the skillet method. I put a little bit of avocado oil and I put the eggs on there. It says to cook it for 6 to 7 minutes until heated through and do not flip it. I guess I'm not gonna season it. I'll probably just put some kalanamak on it after the fact. Even though the bee leaf egg scares me, it seems to have the highest amount of protein for these. Like, a serving is 2 pieces, which doesn't make sense. I thought there was only 4 eggs in here. So, that's interesting. So I'm guessing there is more than, I think there's 8 eggs in here actually, now that I'm looking at it. So it's like 2 eggs is a serving, I guess. And it's less than 200 calories and 13 grams of protein, which is pretty good. But it doesn't have literally any like cooking instructions on here. So I guess I'm just gonna fry it in a pan. That's probably what I'm gonna do. Alright, so I know it said do not flip. I know it said that, and it said to cook it for 6 to 7 minutes till heated through. I just don't like the way it looks, so I'm gonna flip them. I know, don't be mad at me, yo egg. But I can't, like, if I'm eating a fried egg, this is how I would do it. I would flip it. So, don't come at me in the comments. This is how I would eat it. Alright, so this looks much better. I just flipped them over again, and this is, like, perfect. Alright, now for the yo egg, it came with, like, this little, it's like a different kind of black salt looking thing. I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that on top here. Remember, I did not season these, so we're getting the authentic flavor. Alright, we're trying the fried yo egg. It turned out really nice. I know they said not to flip it, but listen, I'm going to eat this like how I normally would eat an egg, and I used to eat a lot of eggs, and if I'm eating a fried egg, I do flip it. So that's the texture we're looking at right there. It's kind of unnerving that that piece is just hanging there, but interesting. That's pretty good. I would have added salt and pepper. Honestly, some more kale namak. Adding more of the black salt would be good. I'm gonna try just the white. That was like spot on. And we'll try the yolky bit too. Oh God, it's crumbly. Powdery, yolky. It tastes just like a real egg. Wow. That's actually crazy good. That's very realistic. I'm shocked. Alright guys, I got this terrifying bee leaf egg in here now. There was no cooking instructions on it. I peeled off the parchment paper, and it was difficult because it says to keep them frozen. It doesn't say anything about anything, so it didn't tell me to thaw them or anything. I'm just going to cook them for a few minutes on each side, and we'll see how it goes, I guess. Alright guys, this is the bee leaf. I'm going to add a little bit of kala namak to it because I feel like I should. Hopefully it helps. Alright, let's give these a try. Alright guys, it is time for the terrifying bee leaf egg. This is scary. So this is what it looks like. There was no instructions on how to cook it. Alright, so it's like a tofu skin, I think. I'm trying to cut it with my fork, and it's like rubber. So we're gonna abandon the fork, and we're just gonna eat it like normal. Like a normal person would, right? This is how you eat eggs, right? So, interesting. But look how hard that is to tear. Maybe I overcooked it. Maybe if you didn't cook it as long, it would tear easier. But there was no instructions. So, I like the texture of it, surprisingly. I'm trying to get just the yolk. Okay. The yolk is very similar, like, it's got that powdery egg flavor. It's honestly not bad. I'm shocked because it looks terrifying. Flavor is good though. It's like the texture of this is like a fried hard egg. Texture of a fried hard egg. Like I said, I think I probably overcooked it. Maybe it would be softer, but I actually kind of like this texture more. When I did eat egg, I didn't like, I think I probably always cooked it a little bit longer than normal people would. It's kind of got a tofu skin texture on the top, and it's softer on the inside, but the way it tears, if you can see, like it tears, it's very good. I'm actually surprised by this one. So if you can deal with the aesthetic of it, like I think this would be good like on a sandwich. If you can deal with how it looks, the taste is actually pretty good. All right, we're gonna do the dippy egg, yo egg. So I have a case of these, so they didn't come with instructions, but I found the instructions online. And we're just gonna fry these in a skillet with a little bit of oil for like 4 to 5 minutes. And obviously we're not gonna flip these ones. All right, we're gonna fry them up. I'm not gonna add any salt and pepper. I'm just gonna do the call in the mock after they're done cooking. Okay, so crisis averted. I did not realize that we were supposed to put a lid on it. So the lid is now on it. Hopefully that fixes it. We'll see. All right, guys, I think these are done. I'm gonna take them out. All right, so we're gonna add in some of the weird looking kalinamak that, oh, there's a lot that it came with. Because, you know, I wanna give it the best chance it has to dance. And I also have some toast that I'm going to use because when I eat eggs like this, non-vegan, oh my god, it's already starting to leak. When I eat eggs like this that are not vegan, I typically use toast, like, to dip it. All right, so for the view here, whoa. Interesting. Very, very gooey. All right, so you guys just saw the money shot here. My very, very sad not melted butter toast. We're gonna dip it in. I mean, it reminds me of a dippy egg. I don't know what else to say there. Oh my god. Interesting. And with the kalinamak on it, it is terrifyingly eggy. Like, wow. Crazy. The egg white is just like the egg patty one. But the yolk, obviously, is liquefied. So, I understand why you cook these from frozen, because if you didn't, if you thawed these out, I'm pretty sure that whatever they're using to make that outer skin holding the yolk in, it probably would not stay. So honestly, this is surprisingly good. I would say if you're the kind of person that enjoys, you know, a runny egg, this is it. Like, this would be great on a really messy burger. All right, guys, it's time for the yo egg poached. This is the last egg for our taste test. I know these look crazy, okay? I know. And I also have a case of these, so it didn't come with instructions or like the nutritional facts or anything, but I have looked up how to cook them online, and I have made these before. So I'm using the same pan that I used to fry the eggs in, so it is a little dirty. We're going to pop in our poached eggs and cook them for about 5 minutes. If they are thawed, you cook them for 5 minutes, and if they're frozen, you cook them for 8 to 10. All right, this is what they look like when they're done. A little weird. I sprinkled some of the black salt on it. Whoa. Oh my god, look at that. Jeez. So, all right, let's taste it. All right, so terrifying, but if these were on like an English muffin or like you doing like an Eggs Benedict situation, this would be perfect for that. We're going in with some toast, properly buttered and melted. A little stale bread. That's not too bad. The yolk tastes just like the other one. Obviously, it's the aesthetics that they're going for with this one. Interesting. I have to show you guys this. Like how hollow it is on the inside after the yolk all burst. I mean, it's just like a poached egg. It's much like the same egg white as the other ones, but this one's softer because it's been boiled. But I like this one a lot. All right, I'm gonna finish this and then I'll be back with my thoughts. Okay, so after taste testing all of these egg products, these vegan egg products, which one did I like the best? That's difficult because they're all so different and unique. I would buy all of these again because I think they're all great. I think that the one I'm least likely to buy again is the Yo Egg Patty. That's only because I liked the bee leaf patty better. I know. How could I possibly like it? It looks like an abomination. But I think texturally, I liked that one better than the Yo Egg patty. And then it's actually more affordable. At first I thought the bee leaf one was expensive because I thought it came with 4, but it actually comes with 8. So I think it's better value, and macro wise, like you're getting 2 patties for under 200 calories and it's 13 grams of protein, which is pretty good. So I would say I would buy all of these again and use them in their respective ways. If you want a dippy one, I would go with the sunny side up Yo Egg. Unless you're doing like a fancy like eggs Benedict, maybe for like a Sunday brunch or something. The Just Egg Patty, I think, is the most realistic to like the rectangular egg patty you get in fast food. I like that one. I think that's a good texture. But that might not be everybody's cup of tea. And then the Wonder Egg, I would buy it again, but I would not eat it on its own. I find it to be a little oily when you eat it on its own and a little off-putting. But I would put it in salad. Or if you like having a ramen bowl, that would be a good option too. I also think that the poached one might be good in a ramen bowl too because of the yolkiness. Maybe using that in some Asian cooking would be fun. The Just Egg Liquid is the one I buy the most out of all of these products because I use it like in different recipes. It's not just a standalone thing. As a scramble, I would not buy it because I don't like the butteriness. I don't like the texture of it. The flavor is fine, but it's not scrambled egg to me. But I do use it in cooking and things. I prefer a tofu scramble if I'm going to be doing an egg scramble replacement. But overall, I thought all these products were great. I would buy all of them again. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I will see you guys again next time. Bye.